Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Console Gaming League. This is the Stage 1 playoffs. It's time for EU Console Open Tier. It's MMExATX versus EMC Chimera.
Yeah, we've got the masters of console Overwatch, really MMA. We know just how strong they are. Already 3 CGL championships in the bag. They'll be looking to take home this mid-season tournament, which will put them in a great position to take home another CGL championship.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree with you there. They have to be considered the favorites going into this. Like you said, there is prestige, and then they took some of the other players from ATX previously, the support line, and a substitute flex DPS or hit scan DPS from ATX to make this team just a bit more stronger going into this CGL season, and it should be just fantastic to watch this go on.
Yeah, it'll be so good to see them play. I mean, I would love watching MMA play. They're so good. But also maybe seeing if Chimera can take a couple of matches, start to get maybe some momentum going and try and cause an upset. Because it would be, they've almost got nothing to lose here. Because everyone is expecting them to lose this pretty much.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll take a look if we have the roster scenes. Even if we don't, we'll take a look at the rosters. I have them up on my other screen here. And then for the side of, okay, so we do. MME has on their team, this is not MME. Well, I'll go out for MME. Evergreen on the flex support with IQ Mighty on support as well. We've got Leo and Captain Jack on the DPS line. And then we've got Bonnie on the tank line.
Yeah, obviously you talk about that support line coming over from ATX, just making this team even stronger. But every player on this team is the best on their role, probably in console Overwatch. So it's just such a strong team. It's so hard to see how they will ever be upset here.
Yeah, and then we have on the side of EMC Chimera there, we've got Ekaj on the tank line, Saikaka on the DPS with Coffee, and then on the support line, we've got Cutaway and MCG.
Yeah, so there's the players on this, like ECAJ is very much known in the, all of these players very much known in the console EU community. And I think there's players here who can definitely move Chimera into position to challenge, because I think ECAJ's tank is very good. But also Cutaway is a great support player. Obviously, maybe not the best playmaking role, but, you know, having that kind of strength at the back, keeping everything solid, can definitely keep them from crumbling so much in this series. Just staying strong, you know, on the defense, digging their heels in, just looking to get some momentum away from MME and just almost halt the unstoppable force that is MME.
Well, what you said there, support has kind of changed into somewhat of a playmaking role, specifically if you are going in with an Illari, if these teams so do choose. I saw it yesterday, 10k damage on a map from the Illari player. So if they can have their support line come in clutch with those Illari plays, it'll be very interesting to see if this can change the tide of it. But again, we are in EMEA, so this is more towards bog standard brawl, I would say, right?
Yeah, that's possibly what you're typically expecting from EMEA teams, but at the same time, these teams are maybe now more towards that kind of typical brawl stereotype, is now moving away from EU, and EU is actually becoming more in line with the other, with NA, in terms of what comes to play at this high level, because I think these EU teams, because the ping is maybe now less of a problem, that they are actually now scrimming NA teams, which binds together the metas much more than there ever was before.
It should be interesting to see nonetheless. I'm interested to see where we're starting off today as well. We've got Lijiang in the back, so that's where my mind is currently, but I don't have a specific map just yet, so we'll talk about the maps. I think we have our map pool, if I can pull it up here. Okay, so we have our map, but I'm still looking for the map pool of the evening. But we are starting out on Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, Oasis is a map which, I mean, you can play a lot of different stuff on Oasis. It's maybe of the control maps one that isn't more akin to Brawl. However, Brawl is still very strong on this map, so I think we'll probably see it at least from one team coming out of the Brawl. I'd like to see maybe one team out on the Reinhardt, and I think, I always say this, I think that if you're the weaker team going into a matchup, just playing Reinhardt Brawl can honestly throw the series completely a curveball, because I think the skill gap is often reduced by just running at the enemy with Reinhardt, and I think that's what we could see here from Chimera.
You know what also is a kind of curveball coming into this, and I just remembered it when I looked at the map pool, is that we are playing on map number 3 is going to be Flashpoint here, Fish. So this should change the whole dynamics of things going into that map.
Yeah, so obviously Flashpoint is very new for all of these teams. It's quite a unique map type. I think it's, when I've played it, I'm not sure it feels like anything else, because you often spend so long walking to the point.
Yeah.
It feels like there's so much downtime in fights compared to how quick Overwatch 2 often is. So it'll be interesting to see how the teams deal with that. And I think the chaos caused by having Flashpoint and the chaos caused by having Illari could definitely balance out this series.
We shall definitely see. We are just waiting on the readies from the two teams to head into game to start off our mid-season tournament here and now. Obviously, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm quickly checking. I think this is only top 4 for EU Council tier. So top 4 and Grand Finals, if I'm not mistaken here.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the case. And obviously, you see the top 4 teams.
Yeah.
So the competition here is so strong. And you've got to think that effectively Chimera have been in this top 4, which means that they are definitely a strong team. So as much as MME are the masters of this game. They could be pushed, and I definitely don't think that they will find it easy to beat Chimera, because I think that Chimera, as I said, I think Chimera will thrive in the chaos of a new meta. They'll thrive in the chaos of having Flashpoint, and I think that that will give them an ability to kind of maybe if they take a couple of fights on Flashpoint, even if they're 2-0 down on Flashpoint, winning Flashpoint kind of, it gives them a great confidence boost, knowing that they can go toe-to-toe with such a great team. But also, it may dent MME's confidence if they, were expecting to win this whole tournament easily. However, they are such a strong team that that may not happen. But also with this matchup being obviously just top 4 in EU in the continental EU, is that this is obviously the 4th seed versus the top seed.
So I did make a mistake. Fish. It is top 8.
So it's top 8. Okay.
It's top 8. I was reading wrong. So it's top 8 and then goes to top 4 and then grand finals. That's what I was reading. Not.
Yeah.
But so it is the 1 versus 8 seed.
Right. Okay. So the point still stands obviously about them being they've still qualified to this tournament, which you do have to be at least competent in their tier to actually qualify for the tournament. But I said with the chaos that can happen in this new meta, the new maps, there is an opportunity for them to take take a map, or even just, as I said, if they win the first couple of fights, they win the first round on control, they can get some momentum going, they can halt MME, and just start to build off that confidence that they've got from winning those first fights.
Yeah, definitely. And while we're still waiting for the readies, we do have so the winner of this matchup will be taking on Smelvin Industries versus the winner of Smelvin Industries versus Delusion Watch. So that'll be a cool match to go forward. And then obviously this is going to be a very long, jam-packed week of Overwatch to get through the the stage 1 playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so much Overwatch, so like all the tiers playing their mid-season tournaments. There's so much Overwatch this week. There'll be so many good matches coming up, and I think you'll be excited to see just how good these teams are here as we go into our first game.
Yeah, definitely. Now we are headed into Oasis to get things started off as
ready for battle.
So right now the scoreboard is messed up on their red side at the moment. It is EMC Chimera. We'll get that sorted out to you as quickly as we can. But other than that, everything's all set and ready. Both of these two teams are currently hovering over the okay, now it's all
round 1
around. MME is on blue and the EMC Chimera is in red. So we'll figure that out, get it sorted, but we're getting into the fight here. Both teams probably go with the Orisa-based compositions, and we'll figure, see how they start it off in the fight. So the wraparound from EMC Chimera start it off, trying to get in but still no one's gone down. Still waiting to get things going. No one's down. A pick just yet. But there goes ECAD out of the fight. AQ Mighty on the Ari. Going out all right.
You're in no condition to fight. Thank you.
These comms, obviously, Orisa is so viable now in Overwatch.
Now, that is funny. Hello. Hey.
That's quite a big combo with something, but also with the support, it's quite a big gap. And I think Leo with that close to
IQ Mighty coming in yet again with the first pick for after safe. They're going to pop this out, try to get into the play of forcing down the here. Harrison coming through, going to take down the Sai. So Sai goes down quickly forward. That's going to be a
out of it. He managed to get that kill really nicely. And I mean, after that, it's very hard to win the 4v5. So they just, MME managed to collapse on them very well. And I think it's pretty much the last fight here for Chimera to get back in. They're coming up on each other's surge. They've got the visor coming up. And they've made the switch over to the Alari here. I think that's a sensible choice.
Yeah, they've got to figure it out. Here we go. EMC comes out already, and the captive son just does so much work for MME. The cleanup is there, and that is that 93 and counting. They do not have any ultimates, but it does not seem likely that EMC touches them.
Yeah, EMC don't touch. They
Special delivery!
Turning up I'm not sure Torb ever even got his ball before. I didn't see it
Score.
come out. They end with ECA's goal. But
1-0.
I mean, the big thing is, really, is they never managed to take a fight. Obviously, the last fight,
Ready
they get
for
EMP,
battle.
they've got no chance. You just kind of an acceptable fact that you just you lose it against EMP. But then in the other fights, getting picked off early by IQ Mighty is, it's just such a tough result. And I think that they need to avoid IQ Mighty on this Alari. They mirror the Alari, but I like not mirroring the Alari here because I'm not necessarily convinced that they were losing to the Alari. If they'd have stood, behind a wall or they'd stood better behind cover, the Alari probably would have been as effective. And especially in this Orisa matchup, I'm not sure that Alari is great.
They were making all the plays necessary for MME to really just roll for round one of the race. Now the rotation does come on to Bonnie. They play a little bit more aggressive, but they still take out Coffee. What a play already for MME. As they already get that team message as well. That should all run over as Captain Jet. How on the lighting up the kill feed.
Yeah, they do actually get in initially quite a good position on the high ground. They have some nice map control. They're going to get a stagger here, which is unfortunate. But they just, I said, Coffee maybe played in the front line on this. Sombra is not the best position. Needs to be maybe taken an off angle. Pressuring the enemy Widowmaker or just pressuring the enemy support. And I think it's definitely EMC Chimera. It definitely look better on this comp coming back in.
They definitely do, but ECAS is just getting caught out so quickly. They have to play so passive. They cannot get into the faces of MME right now. They just can't. And Bonnie's just taking that advantage with the Terror Surge already built up, looking to take things down. Not going to be able to find any picks, but the follow-up is there from the rest of MME as Captain Jack and Leo come in strong. It's up to 45% on the board already. They do lose Leo, but in the long run, that will not matter.
Yeah, there's just almost no pressure towards the enemy backline from Chimera. They never pressure in the area, and it just means the area can do it like ever they want. They saw how much healing they did to Bonnie in the middle of the fight, but also the amount of damage they could pump out. So the EMC Chimera on this comp, they need to be pressuring the enemy backline, especially pressuring the enemy squishes. Coffee does really well at the fire.
That's huge, picking Leo out early on. Now the Kitsune rush comes through. Coffee has this EMP available, but they might have to use it late in the fight. There it comes out. They take out Bonnie. Can they capitalize on this? And it doesn't seem to be the case. There's trades coming all around, but it still seems like MME have this advantage at the moment, unless they lose someone here and now. But no, they do not. Everything's still going in the way of MME as Leo caps it off with a headshot to Coffee.
Yeah, just no ability to clean up there. They leave the Baptiste alive on the high ground. I mean, they have to. He doesn't even get the touch in the end. I thought he might have got it, but just absolute domination on map 1 from MME. Just the way they managed to execute stuff on this Risacom. I'm not necessarily sure that it's all on Ilari as much as many might say that they feel she's very good. I just think that the way that they engage with Orisa was very, very difficult to kill. And I also think the fact that EMC don't pressure the enemy squishies is really making it tough for them to get in at any point here. They are really struggling to engage fights without just taking so much damage from Bonnie's Orisa. When actually, what they should be just be doing is ignoring Bonnie on Orisa, just be letting Bonnie just run around and just not shoot anyone, and they should be on the MME backline rather than shooting Bonnie.
I have to agree with you there. They've got to be able to, they being EMC Chimera, needs to be able to get into this, or at least take these fights, take out that backline who is supporting Bonnie so well, like you said, and they have to take them out. It's just, it won't happen. Okay, Matt. We're still waiting for the next map. We are going to be headed into a hybrid map next. Eichenwald, Hollywood, Kings Row, or Midtown are the choices. Where would you be headed if you are EMC Chimera?
I'd be tempted to head towards maybe Eichenwald. I think actually these choices aren't great for Chimera, but I think Eichenwald is maybe the one where you can exploit the high ground the most, kind of setting up on the bridge, but at the same time the third point is very, very difficult to defend against this Orisa. And I think the strength of the Orisa on all these maps is going to be really tough to play into. But as I said, if they can kite the Orisa and move on to the back line, get their DPS in a position to harass the enemy squishies, that's what they've got to do. I think the map choice matters less, because I think they're all... I wouldn't choose Kings Row.
Yeah.
And I think... But other than that, I think it doesn't really matter what map you choose. Just you've got to get onto the enemy backline better. You've got to engage these fights much better than you have been before.
Yeah, definitely. And as well, keeping ECAJ healthy. We've seen them go so low that they can't really push into the enemy team. And that really sets them up poorly for success in the long run. And we do have the map now coming in from our production staff. We are headed to New York. We are headed to Midtown.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see Midtown. Obviously, Midtown a fairly new map in Overwatch 2 terms, but obviously a lot of teams don't have that long time built-up experience playing on something like Midtown. Obviously, Midtown has that very strong high ground presence, but against the Tracer, it's probably not necessarily that strong, because the Tracer just sit on the cart and push. But I'll be interested to see how this first point rolls out, because I think that there's an opportunity here to... Maybe what I think they should do is mirror the Orisa, but play a far more aggressive style of Orisa, play with a Reaper or play with a Mei, and kind of really harass Bonnie on this map, rather than, you saw how tough they found it to get on the enemy supports. So if they're struggling with that, so they could play a more aggressive Orisa comp, and they could, basically try and take out Bonnie before he is able to make enough space for his DPS to pop off.
So, I mean, obviously EMC Chimera is on attack, so they have time to change, but MCG locking this Moira is just not it right now.
Moira Kiriko is not it.
It
really isn't.
So I'm hopeful they make a change to something maybe like an Ana, maybe like a Baptiste. Preferably Ana, if they are indeed running this dive that they're currently set up to go for. With MME still pretty much locking down meta comps besides the DPS, really.
Yeah, but I mean, Tracer and Widowmaker are so strong, like at all times in Overwatch, really, that you can kind of, if you're good on them, have them as a pocket pick. It's very much viable to pick them. EMC Chimera running out on this Moira is not... I don't really see what Moira does in this comp, to be perfectly honest. I think she's just a walking target for Leo's Widowmaker.
Yeah, it's now, okay. Bonnie's already taken coffee out of this fight here, and now, this is already all but over. The defense has started strong for MME.
Yeah, MME was so clean there. I mean, Coffee was too... I mean, Coffee maybe wasn't in a terrible position, but maybe no one warned him that the Sigma was pushing so much up, but also... just the fact that he wasn't able to then recover from that position, he didn't use the grapple very well. He needs to be careful of getting picked, but at the same time, the team needs to communicate better and you know, tell him that they're getting pushed on. But they're not actually in a bad position here, Chimera, to engage, although the Ana looks in trouble.
Oof. Yeah, they have made the swap over to the Ana here, but still, Bonnie's just making everyone's life a living hell at the moment, just keeping them all back, keeping the supports away. And then the rest of MME is just able to capitalize and take everyone else down while they're just so focused on keeping their supports alive.
Yeah, just another one where ECATX moves in on the Diva, but no one is there to support him really, and he can't really get in the end. I do prefer the Winston pick, but I mean, you know, Captain Jack's taken out the Kiriko, and then Bonnie takes out ECATX. I mean, you know, we can't really see can't see how this happened, but they are pretty much touching the spawn door here. It's really not looking good for Chimera. The thing is it's almost futile to describe how they are going to break this, because at the moment they're not taking fights. I don't think I've seen them take a proper fight where they haven't just had someone picked early. They need to just remove getting picked early. They need to push him more as a fight.
Bonnie?
What is this flux?
Bonnie's just going into the backline, taking Coffee out, gonna go back to the spawn. Now they have to retreat. Now the rest of MME is kind of alone on point, and they've given up a tick to EMC Chimera. The Captive Sun now coming in. This might be the opening that EMC needed, as Captain Jack's down, Leo following quickly afterwards. And now EMC Chimera have their second tick, almost the third tick coming in, with the Kitsune Rush capitalizing and taking point number 1.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Bonnie was cooking up there with that gravitic flux, maybe trying to take Coffee out early again. They're going to try and push aggressive here on the remaining players to get some more progress, and they're going to succeed with that well, actually. Chimera cleaning up nicely here. Look, Bonnie switched to Roadhog. I mean, I know Roadhog, you know, we always talked about how good Roadhog was against Winston. Wow, I'm not sure what is happening there. I'm just not convinced that new Roadhog is that good against Winston. But
I just don't think Winston's good in general. Roadhog's good in general at the moment. Yeah. But we shall see. Bonnie's going to prove us wrong, taking MCG out, and the rotation coming in, thanks to that Amp Matrix, works in their favor as Captain Jack and Leo combined for the team kill.
Yeah, the Captain, like the way they engage that fight, obviously they first get the Bonnie hook, and then Captain Jack is able to clean up nicely. But another thing about this is that they just once again I said they aren't. They're lose another player to a pick. They aren't managing to get a full team fight, which is just meaning that no matter, even if you know Chimera's comp is better, which in my opinion it is, it doesn't matter because they are losing players so early. They're not managing to get this 5v5 fight, and just look how aggressive MME here are, just pushing the spawn again.
Well, they do pick out Evergreen now. That can open things up for EMC Chimera, and the miss hook comes through as well. Now they can capitalize on to Bonnie with the Captive Sun now coming in from IQ Mighty. Still, things are looking good for EMC. They can push in all they want with that extra health from the sound barrier, and now get this cart moving back. But now the respawns are coming through from MME. Captain Jack is back, and they've already taken down 2 in this fight as MME look to come back strong, and it's looking to do so with the whole hog finishing things off, taking them away from the fire truck.
Yeah, I mean the whole hog pushing them away from the cart, pushing them away from the dreams. They haven't maybe even getting this any much further than this. So they actually, it's a nice kill from Coffee. They actually take a fight quite well there, but they just don't position well enough post-fight. They end up with a couple of players on the high ground who are then picked off. But I think also, maybe you've seen it, it looks like he's going to die here, Coffee.
Well, they come in. The Kitsune Rush comes through from Saigoka to try to turn back this fight into their favor, but it's just not enough there. MME just continuously putting on a clinic.
Yeah, another great fight win where the DPS, you know, show just how skillful these 2 DPS are from MME. They're just taking apart EMC Chimera. They have no space to do anything all the time. You know, Captain Jack's on the back line, on Coffee, or Leo's headshotting someone. I mean, they are absolutely dominating this lobby at the moment.
They really are, but again, Evergreen goes down early. They are going to get into the backside. Coca is out of this fight. Bonnie taking down the support line on the Roadhog here as IQ Mighty's fallen as well, but still, it's just not enough. The Primal Rage does come through. They still have an opportunity to turn this, but Leo is in the back, taking no prisoners, and that should be that. 25 seconds to go now.
Yeah, Leo is absolutely dominating EMC. Just giving them no chance. They might go down here. I thought they were in the lamp, but I guess not in the end. And there's an opportunity here for my Chimera to push in. Obviously, that's a nice shot from Coffee. And they do have an opportunity here to get the car going.
Yeah, definitely. As Coffee, Evergreen did get a little overzealous there, trying to make some hero plays on their own, but Bonnie's still alive. Finding these picks, again, on this Roadhog, which is kind of impressive. It is impressive, to say the least, if the Captive's Son finds out MCG, and in the end, the whole hog cleaning up the point for MME as they hold on to point number 2.
Yeah, they do really well, actually, in the end. I just said it. I just see that this is honestly MME are just, with their individual skill, are just taking over this match. They're finding picks early, nearly every fight. They're taking these really nice angles which allow them to take so much space. And I said EMC Chimera are very rarely getting an opportunity to even take a fight. And when the only times they won a fight was where MME did feed slightly. When they were touching the spawn door, bodies Sigma roll into the spawn, trying to take out Coffee. I said they need to find a way to counter the ability of the DPS of MMA and the backline to just pop off.
Yeah, as now we're seeing one of... when I was talking about meta DPS, I was talking kind of about Bastion right now. With the changes to Bastion coming in, were especially in their recon form, with the load time being so much lower, the sheer amount of damage that Bastion can put out now is kind of crazy. But of course, we're not going to see it. We're going to go over to back to Tracer, because why would Captain Jack play anything else but Tracer? Because I mean that's what they're pretty much known for.
Yeah, I mean, the best Tracer on console, why would you ever switch off that? And I think that, what you're going to see now is you can see a Hog matchup, which is interesting. Maybe just, Ecad trying to bring out the Hog diff on Bonnie. It'll be interesting to see what he can do with this. I think this has evolved into he finds a hook, a nice hook.
A nice hook indeed, and now MME can rotate in. They did lose Bonnie, or Captain Jack, in the midst of all that, but that's not going to matter in the slightest, as the rotation comes through from MME. MCG goes down, and they take, or at least they should take, first point.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to get a recontest on this. But it's an MME, it's a great hook from Bonnie onto Ecad to pull him in and get those kills. I mean, initially, actually, Captain Jack was picked. He's now switched off the Tracer onto the 76. I just don't see a opportunity really here for EMC Chimera to push back in. But EMC Chimera do find IQ Mighty early, but Bonnie is just so good on this Roadhog.
Yeah, it's really crazy to see.
That's
but
a
nice shot coming in from Coffee there as well. Trying to hold on to this rotation, or hold on to the defense for some time. And, well, they do lose out Bonnie, so they're going to have to hold on now.
Yeah, Bonnie goes down, which should halt them a bit, but Bonnie will get back, quicker, you would have thought, than the EMC. It doesn't look good as MTG goes down.
It does
Leo
not.
kills Psychoka. And Captain Jack gets another. It's not looking good here. It really is not looking good.
It's not at all, as they're pushing up as far as they can here now. The hook comes through onto Ecash, but not going to be able to get taken down. But Coffee's now out of this fight. The rotation coming through the hook, and not going to go down, but the whole hog is there. The sinker for MME, taking down Ecash, looking to finish things off in their favor. Tonmikata's down, everything going in the favor of MME yet again. No one gonna be able to get the touch with the Kitsune Rush coming in the favor of MME. 2-0 in their favor.
Absolute domination for MME. their DPS are taking over this game, but not just that, Bonnie's Roadhog was seriously impressive on a hero we don't expect to see. He takes over so many of these fights by finding insane hooks, but also his LT or his right clicks are just so good at finding these long range kills, which is something that really Roadhog isn't that good at anymore, but his aim on those has been incredible.
Yeah, it was just incredible. With probably the worst tank in the game at the moment, being able to do that is kind of crazy. We shall see how this concludes. We are going to head to a short little break before we head into Flashpoint. Do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the conclusion of this series.
but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
All right, everyone, welcome back. It is time for map number 3 here, and we are going into Flashpoint here, Fish. This is going to be my first time really taking a look at this map, so I'm very interested to see where we head and how things play out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, we've seen in this series so far, MME are in such control, but obviously Flashpoint is so new, can cause chaos, as I said before at the start. So maybe Chimera can claw some fights back. I'm not sure they'll have all it takes to take a map, but I think that it'd be interesting to see if they can take a Flashpoint or two, especially with the fact that it's such a big advantage to get to the Flashpoint first, as you see on Control. And I think it's almost like on Flashpoint, it can be quite luck-based if you get to the point first. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. It's also, as with you, it's the first time that I have taken a real good look at Flashpoint.
So, we are headed into Cerveza here. And we've got, I'll tell you all, for myself and for chat, the different point names of each one of them. Point A, Market. Point B, Garden. Point C, Palace. Point D, Temple. And point E, Ruins.
Yep, I mean, some very original names from Blizzard there. They're the exact same as some of the other maps, but we'll let them off. They are real things in the world. So,
yeah.
But as it'd be interesting to see this brand new map, and I think the points on this map are very different to each other, which is something that it will be fascinating to see when it's such an active game mode. Whereas, the control points are different to each other, but you have that between the rounds to swap your comp or to, think of a different thing you're going to do. Whereas this way, you're constantly going on these different points, maybe having to swap, maybe you want to swap your comp between the points, but obviously that then puts you in a disadvantageous position in terms of taking the points. I'm not suggesting that we're ever going to see someone run back to the spawn room after they've won a fight and swap the comp. I don't think that's going to happen, but almost maybe it's maybe making up for the fact that you get there second as a loser if you are able to swap to a better comp. So it'll be interesting to see how that rolls out, and I think we're going to see MME on the Wrecking Ball here, which will be very fun to see, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, you want to get to the point as quickly as you said. And again, if this is your first time seeing it like it is mine, they are, so there's 5 points, like I had said. You need to have at least 3 of them to take the map here as the first flashpoint always in the center, point A, which again is market. Try to take things down, and it looks like MME have already taken a control of this area here. It's both teams on the Torbjorn now, but still waiting for this first pick to come into fruition from either of these two squads. But flashpoint coming unlocked, and it looks like the first point's gonna go into the favor of EMC Chimera.
Yeah, that's big for Chimera. It's hard to take back points on control-style maps, as we know, and especially on this brawl. I mean, it can be hard for them to be DC'd from this point. But they do lose Sky Commander.
Yeah, Sky Commander going down. That central pillar of the composition no longer there. Still looking to hold on to this point, but it does not seem to be possible at the moment just yet, with the rotations coming through. A nice play coming in from Captain Jack, taking eCash out, who is on the support line now. Captain Jack finds 3.
Yeah, you see, losing Sky Commander just, you know, destroys EMC Chimera, and I think that you just don't feel like MME are going to make a mistake like that Chimera did. But I mean, the nature of this point means that they've already got halfway, one more fight, and they probably are in a very strong position to win the flashpoint. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get back in. Obviously, Coffee coming up on his wall core, and the force bomb coming up.
Pulse bomb coming out, only going to find the turret of Coffee there. Now still looking good. The rotations are out. Who finds that first pick? And it is going to be Bonnie. Again, MME looking to hold on. It is going to be Bonnie, who's now on that DPS role for these two teams, as we did have a lot of swaps, and I'll talk about them while we're waiting for the next thing to go underway. Bonnie and Leo on the DPS line, Captain Jack on to the tank role, Evergreen and IQ Mighty sticking with support, and then Psychoco and Coffee on DPS, Sky Commander coming in to play tank, and eCash and MCG on the support line.
Yeah, eCash MCG over the support line. If I remember rightly, I've definitely seen eCash play support before, so he's definitely competent on this role. This view is very confusing. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, we're looking to find out which, I think, which point we're going to next, and it looks like it's going to be point C, the next flashpoint being opened here, as Bonnie's already taken out Coffee early on in this fight. It is still might be winnable, though, for EMC Chimera with the investment of the Sound Bearer, as Captain Jack is very low at the moment, forcing them back. The flashpoint almost unlocked, but they're still losing players, and that might be crucial in the long run as the recontest comes through from Captain Jack now, looking to get this in their way as the pulse bomb comes through, takes down Sky Commander, and that should be that for MME, taking the point again in their favor.
Yeah, EMC Chimera actually getting in a rather strong position at the start of the round. Just like I talked about the almost randomization of this map, and which it is random, and actually position.
Molten Core coming in from Coffee.
That spawn actually allows them to get in better position on the point initially. Yeah, Bonnie finds 2 as well early. They're going to struggle here from here, Chimera.
This is pretty much all but over. They do have ultimate still, though. That was EMC Chimera was hoping they could come into this next fight with ultimate advantage, but that's just not the case.
Yeah, they've had these ultimates for a long time now, especially this Remarcher ultimate. They're going to need to use it this fight.
Well, the Ant Matrix.
Lose this flashpoint.
The Ant Matrix is going to come in here early on, but in response, there comes the minefields out. But Evergreen goes down. The Ant Matrix not going to really find any good value for MME any longer, but they still can't really push into this. They have to wait out those minefields. As the Molten Core now coming online from Leo, they're going to be able to hopefully lock things down, but now with the Annihilation coming through, trying to capitalize, take back this point at the 11th hour at 99% for MME.
Yeah, properly backs against the wall though in this point for EMC. They've used that Annihilation, the big ult, and Sky Commander does annihilate MME with it, but they're gonna really struggle here to hold on to this point. They don't have any ults, MME, but we know how good they are in the neutral in a fight without ults. I think MCG's rally is going to be really important on an engage.
And we've seen a support line, or no, just a swap for IQ Mighty there, going over to the Yulari there, and but that's not going to really matter at the moment because, well, Captain Jack and Bonnie, again, the roles might be reversed, but they are still just cleaning house for MME as they come back strong and take the flashpoint in their favor.
Yeah, just as good on their swap roles as they are on their main. Together as a duo. I mean, Coffee goes low, but EMC Chimera now desperately have to win this last flashpoint. They get early control, they lose. They're going to lose. They don't actually lose a player, but they do now, and that's going to put them in a tough position to take this last flashpoint. I'm going to talk about how good initial control is of that flashpoint.
Where are they headed? Looks like they're headed to Point E, to Ruins here. Psychoko's found out Leo early on, so that's a now opening that EMC Chimera can look to use, look to hold on to this, especially with the Pulse Bomb finding IQ Mighty. Bonnie is going to take them out right after that comes through, but still the ultimates are there from from EMC Chimera to hold on to this point. But at the moment, still no one's contesting it out, but finally they get back to the point. They almost gave up to that first capture, but in the end it looks like EMC Chimera are going to get this capture in their favor.
Yeah, I don't think MME will try and recontest this point. Or if they don't cap it, they might. But I think MME just recognize they're going to have to regroup, they're going to have to go again. They have the minefield. I mean, they're coming up on the Captive Sun. They're coming up on the Pulse Bomb. They're coming up on pretty much everything. It's going to be really tough for Chimera to counter this. They've got no defensive ult, so they'll use the rally, which is some semblance of ult, but here comes a very good minefield to push them off. But he doesn't find any kills, but it just pushes them into Leo's LOS.
Yeah, it's just away from the point, and I was very worried. I thought everything was going to get stuck on that area up on top, as Captain Jack is going to be the one to go down first, though. Pulse Bomb did come through, the self-destruct trying to get back into mech for Sky Commander, and they do indeed. Still holding on to this point is EMC Chimera. They do, however, not have the manpower any longer, as the healing pylon keeping them up and healthy, trying to take things back. Sky Commander's so low. The respawn's trying to come back for EMC Chimera to keep things going in their favor. They've got people there, but it's not enough to hold on to this point.
No, they can't hold on. They get a good start to the fight early, but they lose a couple of players, which puts them struggling. Sky Commander, you see the ability of maybe a tank in Overwatch 2 to survive with how much healing he receives from ECAJ. They've put themselves in a position here where they have an opportunity to win this flashpoint, though. One fight will seal it for them. They don't have the best ultimates, but at the same time, MME also don't have ultimates right now active, so they're going to have to take this fight quickly. And it's a great start.
It is indeed. Bonnie going down here is huge, but the trade from Evergreen is true. No tracers on the board. The flip is there now. They have to come in. They have to contest this point without really a good fight for them, as they now have their rally unlocked for MCG. This should wrap things up into the favor of EMC, taking their first flashpoint of the map.
Yeah, the Torb there, styling on MME. It's actually a really good ball core, actually, which manages to take so much of the HP off of Captain Jack, and then he gets stuck on a wall, maybe, you know, showing that it's not his main role, not quite able to escape. But it's a good win for EMC Chimera. They have a flashpoint, and I mean, if they win this next flashpoint, but I think they've got very unlucky with the spawn here. I think they're going to have to push into a second enemy on the point, which is unfortunate for them. But they might get a pick. Oh, Leo finds ECAJ, though.
Yeah, Leo finds ECAJ, and it looks like our last, or maybe our last point is going to be Gardens, with the Pulse Bomb already coming through, not able to get eaten up by Sky Commander. They do take out Evergreen now. That healing no longer there from MME, and the opening is there for EMC Chimera, but the point already in the favor of the team in blue, MME, as they still continuously are looking to hold on, and Captain Jack still has this minefield available, but it might not be used here, as EMC has come back strong. They've found a couple of picks, as Captain Jack's now gone. Bonnie following quickly afterwards, and the point gets flipped back into the favor of EMC.
Yeah, EMC are getting some good fight wins here, and as much as obviously that fight may have been turned by Evergreen being in a fairly dodgy position and maybe some mistakes from MME, the ability of them to taste under Tracer really nicely actually shows just how good they are. And I mean, Leo could be taken down here, but I think he's going to escape.
The minefields are coming in. Another great placement from Captain Jack there in MCG. Gonna be caught between a rock and a hard place, being taken out. And now the respawns, or now the fight completely into the favor of MME, especially with that loss of Sky Commander not getting any real good value from the self-destruct.
Yeah, I got a little bit excited when I saw Coffee take down Captain Jack, but they weren't able to win her out on the point. I mean, Coffee's Tourbillon is getting a lot of value here. The turret is very good against Tracer, obviously, but also he's really bulking down Captain Jack when he gets onto the point. That, you know, the Tourbillon right click is very good at doing large amounts of damage to tank heroes. And it'll be interesting. He has the Molten Core now, and they have some ults coming up. I mean, if they win this fight, they're in a strong position, but if they lose this fight, I think this game is over.
Yeah, it's pretty much all or nothing here, and they've already found two. Evergreen and IQ Mighty now gone. The rally, everything pretty much being invested from MME there, which is kind of disappointing. You need to have those ultimates for these next couple of fights, because you still have to win at least one more.
Yeah, Chimera find a really good fight actually there. Coffee gets the first kill, and the Tracer manages to find a really nice stick to take down the Baptiste. They're in a strong position actually to win this flashpoint. They've just got to be disciplined, not feed, and I think they might take flashpoint. Take us to 2-2 on flashpoint. It'll be fascinating to see.
Well, the Molten Core comes out, but Coffee really only getting into that little tight area. But they've lost IQ Mighty, and now Bonnie goes down to the Molten Core. That is huge for EMC Chimera, and they are able to hold on to point number 4. It all comes down to the last point.
I mean, yeah, who would have expected this? Now 2-2, they were, you know, 2-0 down. I mean, this last point, I think they've got, once again, unlucky with positioning. They're going to lose out on having the first control of the point, but maybe not quite as bad against this ball comp to lose the first control of the point. It is absolutely crucial to win this first fight if Chimera want to have a chance.
Leo coming in with that Ash swap previously, taking Psychoco out early on. Things are looking good for MME yet again to come back into this point. Take this last one, finish things out in a 3-0. IQ Mighty's gone, but again, it's not enough to really change anything that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, just the individual skill of MME absolutely paying dividends there. They find the kills that they need, and the EMC Chimera are in a tough position here now, and they almost seem like they're going to get staggered quite significantly here, you know, which will be very bad for the chances of retaking this point. It's already up to 40+%. They're going to be up to 60+% when they look like they go back on though.
And they do find Bonnie out there. Now Bob comes through as well with those minefields onto the point. The Kitsune Rush going to come through any second now as well. Looking to hope to keep this on, but Evergreen's so low right now. You've got to get the healing there. Captain Jack is the hero of the hour for MME though. Taking down 2, keeping things going in their way. As Evergreen now pops that Kitsune Rush and finds MCG, holding things strong. 87% to go, and taking Sky Commander out and getting Coffee out of that fight as well. 98%. I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch. MME are the winners of Flashpoint and the winners of the series in a 3-0 fashion.
I mean, yeah, in reality, it's probably what most people would have expected. But I think obviously it'd be on Flashpoint. And EMC Chimera did manage to put up a fight. I thought at one point they were actually going to have a good position to win the map when Tracer managed to find a couple of picks at the start. I thought the EMC Chimera Tracer played really well actually on the last map. And I think that was very crucial for their ability to actually fight back on the map, but also Coffee's Tourbillon. But overall, MME, you know, they are the best team on console. And I think that just in the end, their raw skill paid off, and they were able to take home Flashpoint and take the 3-0.
Yeah, they are just looking very strong there now. Going into their next matchup, it will be the winners of Smelvin Industries versus Delusion Watch. So be on the look for that to hopefully be streamed. If it's not, well, then it's not. But we'll do our best to some highlights from the game here. As yeah, that is just nasty from the entire side of from MME there.
Yeah, I mean that that Tracer playing melee, I always love to see that, just a little bit of mechanical skill, which I always think is fantastic. I just think that heroes like Tracer are fantastic to watch. And you can just see that MME are able to. I thought we were going to. Oh no, we are going to see this Flux. I'm not sure Bonnie will want to see this one back though, even though they take the 3-0. I mean, what hook from Bonnie there? Bonnie's probably a highlight of the series. Able to just dominate this map on the own, but obviously Captain Jack's Tracer was fantastic.
Yeah, Captain Jack was just incredible on the Tracer. And I mean, obviously, that's been a well-known thing for a while now, but it's continuously, you know what's going to happen, but you just can't really do anything to stop the damage from Captain Jack.
Yeah, Captain Jack is such a threat, and it's almost impossible to shut him down, really, when he's so good at that Tracer. And I think in total, we saw that the EMC Chimera did clean up more towards the end of the series. They were getting picked off less. And when they actually took the 5v5 fight, they were in this series. I mean, if they had figured that out from map 1, I think we could have had a really good series. Maybe, a map 5 kind of match. We saw how close that last map actually was. Although MME were off on, but they are still good on their off runs. So it would have been fascinating to see if they could have figured out how to not get picked early in the series.
Well, it was kind of rough from EMC Chimera. They didn't really have a Flux support to play with, so that was kind of a handicap that they had to deal with throughout the series. So maybe going forward, definitely have an extra one on your roster if that's not if Cutaway's not able to be there. But other than that, that is pretty much all we have to say. MME take the map, or take the series in 3-0 fashion and push on to the top 4 of the Stage 1 playoffs. Thank you all for watching. This was me, Joker's Ransom, and him, Fish Not. And thanks to everyone on the production side. Thank you all for watching, and wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo.